Hello and welcome to Graphic Online TV. My name is Fia Kese, your host for today. This is a lifestyle segment by The Mirror. Every year, The Mirror celebrates mothers in beautiful ways at our annual buffet lunch, which we host at the Oak Plaza Hotel at East Airport in Accra. So this year, we are gearing up for another beautiful celebration where we'll also unveil a model mother. So ahead of the Mother's Day celebration, we are telling beautiful stories of mothers who have gone out of their way to do things, amazing things for their own children, biological children, adopted children, their societies. And today I have someone I'll describe as a special mother because we always hear of legal adoption or legal guardianship or taking children who are not your own. But have you ever thought of taking children with special needs as your own? Have you ever considered going, not just one, but two? It's not like she didn't have children. She had her own child who was very young then, but then she decided to go for a whole family. 3 boys, 2 of them with special needs. I'm sure she will delve into her story and why at her young age she decided to do that. We'll come back after the break.
Information is a great source of power, adding to your options, knowing that quality and standard remains intact and our content, which is accepted as truth and accuracy every day, is accessible on the go. Access your favorite daily graphic and our weeklies The Mirror, Graphic Business, Graphic Showbiz, Junior Graphic, and Graphic Sports on Graphic News Plus app. It's the digital replicas of our work. Download Graphic News Plus app on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and available on www.graphicnewsplus.com as you remain abreast of and keep pace with on-the-minute news updates on the go. Graphic, truth and accuracy every day.
So my guest today is Alice Mamaga Amoako. Welcome, Alice.
Thank you very much. Fia.
Okay, so I first saw your post on social media, Facebook, where you shared a post with 4 handsome boys posing like this and like that, and I was like, wow. And you shared the details of you taking 3 boys in addition to your own boy, and out of the 3, 2 of them have special needs. Yes. First off, Unsradie.
David.
Because I'm sure that if you are not a hard woman, you won't even think of adopting, and it's not just one person, like there are 3. How did you meet the 3 boys? How did you even decide to adopt? Not 1 boy, not 2 boys, 3 boys.
So I encountered these 3 amazing boys in 2022, 1st of March, which was exactly my birthday. So it's one of the days that I really do remember in my life. They had lost their beloved mother. Wow. And then their father and then the family was in search of a facilitator and a support system to them. And so their father visited the Hope Setters Autism Center in Tema. I was the programs coordinator for the center as at then. And so that is how I encountered the father and then got to meet the 3 boys on the 1st of March 2022. I stepped in for them, you know, as a support system for every weekend. Where we do go out, we have fun together.
Was this something you were doing before?
No, not at all.
So what was special about these boys? What would I say attracted you to them?
Because they had special needs. Because 2 of them had special needs. Okay. For me, that was it. I had worked in the special needs space for almost 11 years. And so for my 11 years journey, I knew very well that there would be a point in my life where I have to be a very stronghold or greater support system to a special needs child. I knew I would do that. And so having to meet these children for me was something I had already prepared my mind for. And so like I was saying, we do meet, you know, every weekend, go out, have fun, spend time together. And that was how I was building the relationship with them, getting to know them from time to time. And then gradually it was stepping into looking into their general welfare. And then it got to a point where I had to be an official guardian to them. And that is how our 3 years relationship
Okay, before I get to you becoming an official guardian to them, you know that I know that it will be 2 different experiences working in the special needs field, where you'd meet the children occasionally, or like you go to work, interact with them, provide your support, and then go home to what I'll describe as your comfort space. And now you are deciding to be in the lives Like, not just when you meet them at the centers. Now you are spending time with them, you are going out of your way. Why did you decide? How did that come to you?
As a young lady, when I heard the story of the kids for the first time, I just asked myself, what if I had equally left behind, 3 children with 2 having special needs? I would really be wondering how life would have been for them. And for someone who already had a child, I could feel that inner, emotions.
How old was your own child
My
then?
son was 2 years then.
Wow.
And so
you still had a toddler,
yes,
terrible too.
I still had a very energetic 2-year-old. And so for me as a mother, it really struck me up that these are 3 amazing boys who have equally lost their mother with special needs or without special needs. Someone has to be there for them. And so I agreed to myself. I didn't have to struggle thinking through if I should do this, should I do this, what will people say and everything. I was just ready to take it up.
How old were they when you met them?
When I met them, the first, that is Regalo, was 11 years. Fidelo was equally 2 years as then. He pairs up with my son.
Okay, and that's the youngest.
That is the second of them.
Okay,
and then
sure.
The third one, Bendilo, was 1 year old.
Wow, so he was working, like doing...
for Bendilo, because he had Down syndrome, he even had delayed development, and so it took a while. He walked to almost 2 years, and so we had to go through, therapy, supporting him to be able to, walk and then catch up with his siblings.
Okay, so the processes for them to become your children, what did you have to go through?
So I think first of all, I had to avail myself for their father and then their family to know that I'm someone who is very intentional about your children, and I want to be there for them, and their well-being matters to them. I think for me, that was the first stage. And then going forward, for their father and then the family to be, well agree to themselves that, okay, we are trusting this lady to do this for our children. The father had to file the case in court, and so a lawyer had to come in, various legal proceedings had to go through, social welfare had to do their background checks for me to know if, yes, I'm a social worker, if I don't have any criminal background and all that. So they did all that checks, and then, it was finally granted that these children have been put in my care as a guardian, and it was one of the happiest days of my life.
The happiest days, wow. Yes. The legal process wasn't, would I say, winding, or some of these government institutions to even fill a form alone,
Yeah.
Sometimes they won't even show you the exact ways to do it, and you have to be doing back and forth.
In such a process, it becomes very tedious where, they have things they are doubting and have to keep checking and checking. But I knew I was so clean, and there wasn't any bad information to be known about me, and so it was a very easy process to go through.
Now, that was a tough decision, deciding to take these children up. Didn't you have any comments? You are working in autism space. Okay, fine, you are doing your bit. Now you are taking them home. Not 1, 2, with an additional boy to add to your own son to make 4. Didn't you have any, comments from family, from close friends on why you were doing this?
Yes, there were a lot of comments. There have been comments, and I still know more comments will come. But one of the things I've been very convincing of is that this decision of being there for these boys has been one of the best decisions of my life. Like I said, I didn't have to struggle to think through. I had already prepared myself and my mind as a young lady that this is what I wanted to do. We live in a Ghanaian society where there are lots of superstitions and negative narratives around, being there for special needs children. They have said a lot, if you associate with these children, bad things will come your way, there will be bad luck, you will end up giving birth to a child with autism or a child with special needs, no good thing will come through in your life. But personally, I think the last 3 years of my life have been one of the best, the happiest, the well-fulfilling time in my life. And so, yes, the comments have come through. They will still come. But one thing I know also is that as I'm doing this for these boys would help to change the narrative, and defy the odds of associating with special needs children. They are amazing to be with, and they come with their own blessings. And I think that is about time the Ghanaian society prioritizes inclusion. That is, bringing in special needs children and persons with disabilities as much as we can, because they are equally like us, and then they need to enjoy their full rights as.
Okay,
as
so your
humans.
eldest is how old now?
So the eldest is 14 years.
And then the youngest?
The youngest of them is 4 years, but in between we have the 5-year-old.
The twins.
Yes, now they are twins.
Okay, so let's go to when you met these children. I know that special needs children have their own challenges, and they are always different. Let's talk about the elders. When you met them, what was his state?
When I met them back in 2022, Regalo, Regalo had his own autism challenges of, communication, because generally if you have autism, it comes with an impairment of communication, behavior, and imagination. He's a bit high functioning, meaning he's able to understand things around him. He's able to do few things for himself, less supervised. But as at then, Regalo still had challenges of, communication, reading, building on his extra confidence and all that. I helped for us to take Regalo through a number of, speech and language therapy and other form of social skills therapy. And then now he's doing so well. He reads and writes.
Wow.
He's able to WhatsApp you when he isn't around you. And the most amazing part of it is that now he's getting into the space of public speaking.
Interesting.
And so last year we had the Ghana Autism Conference, and then Regalo, was the one who read the opening speech of the program. We are looking forward to him doing more, in other conferences.
What did you have to do? Because I know that from a distance, some of the special needs families who've opened up and sharing like a day in their life, there are days that there are tantrums, the child is not communicating, meltdowns, and the parents, you don't even know what to do. Let's come to the youngest, who has Down syndrome. What are some of his challenges, and how have you helped or supported as a mom?
So the youngest of them, who has Down syndrome, Bendilo, hasn't fully, built on his speech. He still has challenges in there, but thankfully, because he has all the love that he needs, and he's well integrated into the family and also with the rest of his siblings, he's building on his speech. Sometimes it's not just about taking them to the therapist, but the biggest of the therapy itself even happens at home. And so we've all been positive around it, and then Bendilo picks, the conversations we are having, our behavior and everything. And now, I remember the first day he called me Mama.
Oh.
No one had to teach him how to do that, but it naturally happened for him to call me Mama. When he needs something, he'll be able to tell you. You won't get all the full sentences, but you are sure that he knows what he wants, and then he's able to communicate with you. And so, yes, he's also gradually growing and coming, and then we know that he would definitely do better even when he has special needs. For me, that has been my focus for all the kids, that despite your special needs, I need you to be able to reach the best of your potentials, and I need you to be able to function well in the society.
Let's talk about the two boys in between. So they don't have special needs. How do they bond with their siblings?
Like I mentioned earlier, I've ensured that we all live with that positivity. And so for all the 4 boys, they've grown up knowing themselves to be, we are all, regular people. There isn't any, separating of these ones have special needs and then these ones are regular, children. They all grow, they all do everything, live their everyday life as we are all 4 siblings. I think they've blended well. Because communication is something that we are building on, they are all, able to interact with each other, ask for things, share things and all that. So we believe with time things will do better. But for now, we all, integrate well as a family.
I know that when it comes to investment, I know it's quite expensive, especially the therapies and Because if you have a child who doesn't have special needs, it takes maybe a lesser time for the person to learn to read compared to someone with special needs. What are some of the specific investments that you've made as a family to ensure that they catch up and then they are not lacking behind?
I think that the first on the list of the investments we have given to our children has been showing them the best of love. That is the first of it all. Secondly, it's the other, regular special needs therapies we need to get for them. Like you said, it's not cheap, it's expensive to get the best of, therapy services in Ghana for special needs children. We've been very consistent and intentional about that, and then we are happy to be seeing results for that. Beyond that, we make sure that everything that they need is well provided. And then one of the greatest support system for us has been our father, daddy. He has ensured that everything we need to be able to live the happiest of life, he provides it for us. So when it comes to our well-being, we've been very intentional about it, and then to ensure that our boys are well provided.
Alice, you have you run an NGO.
Yes.
What's the name of your non-profit?
Autism Ambassadors.
You also run your social enterprises.
Yeah.
Now you become a mother of 4, 2 with special needs. I'm sure that even for children without special needs, once you have kids, there are days you are doing headache, you are doing temperature, you are doing tummy ache. Like, how are you able to merge all these things and then with what you have to do for your non-profit and then for your business?
It is not easy like it will be for any other regular Ghanaian young mother out there. I equally go through those challenges, days where you feel like everything is so clumsy around you. You don't know where to put A, where to put B. But no matter how challenging the day will be, you have to ensure that you are strong enough for your boys. And so a lot of planning goes into our regular living, making sure that, I'm doing my regular jobs, and then at the same time ensuring that all the 4 boys are doing well in school, at home, everything they need is well provided for. So it's not easy. I have my own breakdowns as a young girl, I have my own breakdowns as an entrepreneur, and then I have my own breakdowns as a mother. So I do my best to, try and blend in there.
Okay, so let's go back to, because when you decided to take them up as your own, how old were you?
I was 29.
You were 29. You had a child. Someone would say you still have the opportunity to have more children if you had wanted to. And now you're not going for 1, 2, 3. Right. What were the comments that you got, especially on your, sometimes there are ways that people attack women for you to feel like, okay, people could even guess that, okay, why do you have issues with fertility? Are you struggling and now you are going for 3 children? Are you going because maybe they are comfortable and you think it's a place that you be comfortable? What were some of those personal things that came to you as a person?
Yes, I think it was a whole army of concerns from everyone around me. It wasn't just 1, it wasn't 2, but 3, and then in between you have special needs in there. The general narrative of associating with special needs, children, came with its own bashing. People cautioning me that be careful, bad things will come your way. You may end up giving birth to a special needs child. No man would want to marry you again because you've associated with these children and all that. A lot of the comments out there, but like I said, I'm very happy that as a young lady, I've been very intentional of what I'm doing, and that is being there for special needs children. Because back then in 2014, when I had to start the Autism Ambassadors of Ghana, it was a great challenge. Equally, everyone felt like for a young, brilliant girl from Ghana Technical University, you'd want to find something else doing rather than to say that I want to run a social enterprise to support children with autism. And so I had already dealt with such challenges back then from 2014. And so by 2022, when I met my boys, I think I was full grown and matured on how to handle some of these things. But yes, those are the societal narratives. And I believe that as time goes on, if they see how, things unfold, it would help, bring more positivity into aligning with special needs children and then supporting persons with disabilities in general.
Okay, so we are about wrapping up, but let me like realistically, if anybody is considering to not only go through this legal guardianship process, but to take special needs case, what will you tell them?
Go ahead and do it.
Go ahead and do it. It's like going to the market to buy tomatoes.
Just do it. Do not fear. I'm happy to always put my life out there for it to be an example to others.
What do they need to know? Like you, thankfully, you had been in the space for over a decade. Yes. So at least you are seeing the children at different stages and like everything. But let's say if someone who doesn't, but the person is feels drawn towards adopting special needs children, what would you tell them? What's advice you give to them?
They should just do it. Just adapt to them. But you know, to be able to do this and do it very well, you should have the knowledge, you know, that comes with working around or being there for special needs, you know, children, because these are children that have, you know, challenges and have extra needs. And so you should be an individual who is ready. Probably you don't even have much idea about that, but you should be ready to learn about how to better handle them, not abusing them, ensuring that, you know, they have the best of care. But then the first of it is you having the love, because it takes a lot of love. It takes a lot of sacrifices to be there for special needs children. It is not easy. It is not joke, but I'm sure that it's one of the fulfilling things that every other person would want to try on this earth. And so if there is anyone out there who wants to, you know, take up the mandate of being there for special needs children, I want to encourage them and to do that. You know, in the Ghanaian society, people do think that this is, you know, be something young people should do. But I always say that age is just a number. We can all be blessings to people's life. Yes. So for the young ones out there listening and watching me today, I want to encourage you that let's all be there for each other, and most especially, let's all be there for special needs children.
Thank you so much, Alice. So I want you to also know Alice has been very modest in some of the things that she's gone out of her way to do for her children. And that part of the story will be in the Mirror and then graphiconline.com. So it's either you read the Mirror and come back to the video, or after watching the video, you go and read the Mirror for that details. Thank you so much. So I want to shed more light on our upcoming Mother's Day buffet lunch. So like I mentioned earlier, we'll host it at 12 p.m. on May 11th at the Oak Plaza Hotel on Spinters Road or East Airport, any of them. And like we do it every year, we'll be having sumptuous, like a variety of meals, drinks, unlimited drinks to choose from. A live band, like they do it every year, will be there. Our sponsors will be giving us gifts, and then we'll have lucky dips. And then there's so much more that you don't want to miss. Thankfully, this year, in addition to Oak Plaza, who is our main partner, we have Woodin and EcoBank as our sponsors now. I'm sure more will join as the weeks go by. And the rate is the best part about it. It's just 650 cedis. Go and check other places and come back. 650 for one, 1,002 for double. So bring your mothers, bring your mother figures, your sisters, your wives. We are just celebrating our mothers and our mother figures in our lives. Thank you so much for joining. Like I said, this is the first edition of our Mother's Day stories. We'll be telling more stories from different mothers. My name is Efia Kese. Thank you for watching us. See you some other time.
For more news, please visit our website, graphic.com.gh, or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH.
Subscribe now.